So in one of my recent videos, I mentioned that there were like 50 or so anime that I haven't seen that I know are going to be good in one way or another. And I just like, I feel no rush to get through them all because like I want there to still exist like good anime I know about, like that I know I might have a good time with, so that it doesn't feel like I've depleted everything that's good. So people were asking me for that list. I can't say that much about any of these shows except for why I think they're supposed to be good. I haven't seen them. So basically I'm just going to go through my plan to watch list on Mal because I've got like 50 or so things in there. A Letter to Momo. It's got a lot of really nice animation cuts I've seen on Sakugaboru and comes from the same director as Jinro, which was a great film. Anne of Green Gables. People keep insisting to me that this is like just an absolute masterpiece of slice of life. It's from Isao Takahata before Ghibli. It's like 50 episodes long, so I'm like afraid that if I get invested, it's going to be like a whole thing I have to do. Area 88 is a really interesting war drama. Area 88 is a war drama about plane fighters that I've heard a lot of great things about the OVA. It's supposed to be really dark and dramatic. Seen some good reviews. Ayakashi, the Japanese horror tales. It's what Mononoke originates from. Love Mononoke. Still haven't gone back to watch Ayakashi. Banner of the Stars. Actually, I still have never finished Crest of the Stars. I got like 4 episodes in. Great show. It's like a conversational sci-fi drama, but it's got like a bunch of sequels called Banner of the Stars. It like expands this whole sci-fi universe and stuff, and I've just never gotten that far into it. Always heard it was great though. Digimon Tamers, from the same writer as Serial Experiments Lain. I mean, that's crazy. There's a whole lot of Hajime no Ippo I haven't seen. I watched like 15 episodes of that. It's very long, got tons of seasons. Should be watching it probably. All my friends have loved it. Gatchaman Crowds is another show that I watched a few episodes of. Really liked. It has 2 whole seasons. Lots of characters that I'd probably get a lot of connection with if I finished that show. Gintama, likewise. I mean, I have seen a whole lot of Gintama. I've talked about how it's like the greatest anime ever, but like I've seen less than half of it, maybe less than a third of Gintama. There's so goddamn much of it, and all of it has remained extremely popular, extremely well rated with its audience. Girls und Panzer. I saw the first episode of that, and it was pretty fun. It was like a big phenomenon in like 2013. Basically, when I was off doing brony shit, anime was getting hit with Girls und Panzer, and I just totally missed that whole fucking arc of anime, basically. You know, there's a few seasons of Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei and Hidamari Sketch that I've still never gotten to. Those are 2 of my favorite anime outright, but I've been so sparing with Hidamari Sketch and Zetsubo Sensei, like, it's like I know they'll always be there for me, you know? So what's the rush in finishing it? Honey and Clover, I never watched season 2, actually. I heard it was really sad and difficult and dramatic, and so I stayed away. Hyoge Mono was like the last show that Studio B-Train did, a studio that I used to have a real hatred for, and now I've got a total respect for because I understand that they were just an animator hospital, basically. And Hyoge Mono is a whole show about the concept of wabi-sabi. It's like feng shui, but more pretentious, sort of, like a poetic Japanese way of life that, you know, existed for a time. It seems like a funny show. You know, I don't know if I'm like culturally ready for it, but it seems interesting to me. In This Corner of the World, I actually tried to watch this one time, but I felt unprepared for it. I didn't think I was ready. You know, it's like the film that Masao Maruyama like cared the most about making. You know, I had him sign my copy of it on Blu-ray one time. Hey, Nick. In This Corner of the World, yeah, it's a World War II film. I basically didn't get to the part where it gets sad and dramatic like I know it's going to yet. Kaiji. I never made it to the 2nd season of Kaiji. That show is like nail-biting, fist-clenching, intense, hard, gripping, difficult, you know, good shit. Kitty's Studio. There was the kitty painting, I think. It's like a short film. I used it in the first episode of Anime Alphabet in my little like anime history thing. There's like a sequel to that that's longer. It looks really cute. There's still a whole lot of Monogatari series I haven't seen yet. Gosenzo Sama Banbanzai is another OVA from Mamoru Oshii. He basically like created OVAs back in the 80s and then went on to direct Ghost in the Shell, and he's probably like one of the most important people in terms of revolutionizing animation over and over again. And I've heard really good things about this 2-episode OVA, but I still haven't watched it yet. Macross Plus is like the first thing that Shinichiro Watanabe directed, the Cowboy Bebop guy. And it's like 4 episodes. I tried to watch it with my mentor one time, but it was like a little too mature for me. I didn't quite understand the characters, so I felt like I should hold off. But I'd probably get it now. Pat Labor, I still haven't... Well, actually, I have Pat Labor 2 on my plan to watch, but I'm pretty sure I did watch that. So that's just my bad. Sounds like some fucking Initial D music. Mobile Suit Gundam. There's a lot of Gundams I haven't seen, frankly. I mean, I made it like 5 episodes into Zeta, and I haven't gotten to like any of the sequels to that or gotten through that. So there's still a lot of Gundam for me to catch up on. More Mushishi. I've never watched One Outs. One Outs is like a gambling baseball show. I've heard it's a lot like Kaiji, and it was also done by Studio Madhouse. It never really popped off in popularity, but it seems like an interesting show. Panty Pony Dash. I think there's like a OVA I haven't seen that I've got marked on here. Some Shiki specials I never got around to. Spice and Wolf Season 2. I never even watched Season 2 of Spice and Wolf. That's probably why they never got a 3rd season. It's because people like me never even got around to watching Season 2. There goes Celty. I've been curious about Star Blazers 2199 Space Battleship Yamato. I've tried to watch the original Yamato. It's a little too much, a little too dated for my taste. I have a much easier time watching Mobile Suit Gundam while having a similar formula. But the 2199 thing is it seems like some kind of modernized reboot type, like, telling the story with a little more detail, a little fewer episodes. I don't know if that's what it is, but it looks cool. It looks really good. I haven't seen the Steins Gate movie, or the Strawberry Marshmallow OVAs, or the Strike Witches movie, or the newer seasons of Strike Witches. I still haven't watched Tekkon Kincrete. I've known about Tekkon Kincrete since I got into anime in like 2003. That's made by like I don't remember what country he's from, but it's a non-Japanese guy who went and became an anime director, and he worked with Studio 4C and on some other stuff. Tentai Senshi Sunred. It's a Sentai parody. Basically about like a bunch of superheroes and villains who grow up and become like just like assholes. They just become like old regular people living in regular houses. The Cat Returns. That's the only Ghibli film I still haven't seen The Cat Returns or My Neighbors the Yamadas. Those are both Ghibli films I still haven't watched yet. I still haven't seen I can't remember the Japanese name of this. The Eccentric Family. My brother loves this show, Ucho Tenkazoku, that's what it's called. Victor's recommended it to me so many times. I think he was let down by the 2nd season, which has like a different team or something behind it. I'm not sure. I still haven't watched Wanpaku Oji, apparently, which is like one of the first most influential anime films made by Toei. The Portrait Studio is like the only Studio Colorido one I haven't seen yet. I still haven't seen Ashita no Joe. Ashita no Joe 2 is like easily available on all kinds of like streaming platforms, but Ashita no Joe 1, like, I understand that you're supposed to watch like the first half of Ashita no Joe 1, then cut off before all the filler, and then go to season 2. But anyway, only season 2 is ever up on streaming platforms. Ashita no Naja, it's an adventure show with a cute little blonde rich girl. Mamoru Hosoda got his start doing episodes of it, so it looks really pretty. It's got a really nice ED. Just looks adorable. And yeah, that's the like 50 or so anime that were on my plan to watch list. Bunch of stuff I know is going to be good. There's probably plenty of other stuff that I know is going to be good that I just didn't bother listing because I don't know if I'm going to like make an effort to get around to watching it eventually. You can by all means recommend me other stuff you think I need to add to my plan to watch list. What do you think I should be spending my time on? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe to patreon.com/goldenwitchfire. I do rants for $5 a month. I do a stream at the end of the month where I answer all the rant requests. I got fucking bugs all up in my goddamn face. goldenwitch.substack.com for written articles. My hip-hop group Sucker Punch releases on Spotify and YouTube. Go to ASE Presents for other podcasts that I'm in. Thanks again for watching, and never forget, anime forever!